Welcome back to my channel. Today I've brought you an Android emulator that is currently trending because of its amazing features. This emulator provides support for Android versions up to Android 16. You can choose whichever Android version you want to use according to your requirements. Apart from that, it also provides different hardware profile options. For example, do you want to use an Android TV hardware emulator? Or do you want to use the emulator as a smartphone or a tablet? It provides multiple options according to your needs. Another great feature is that it also provides proxy options, which allow developers and testers to check their projects from anywhere without any restrictions or wasting time. So without wasting any more time, let's move towards the video. Welcome to my channel, Technichio. First of all, we will download this emulator. For that, I will open my browser and search for Genymotion. Genymotion is the Android emulator that I was talking about. From the search results, we will open the official website of Genymotion. Here you can see that all of its features are listed. You can explore them and see what this emulator offers. This emulator is not only useful for gaming purposes, but you can also use it for automation, virtual desktop infrastructure, security and penetration testing, game development, and many other professional purposes. For example, if you are developing a project, you can test your application's development and performance using Genymotion. Now, at the top of the website, you will find the download option. I will click on it, and here you will see the Genymotion download page. If we scroll down, you can see that this emulator is available for all three major operating systems. That means we can install it on Windows, Linux, Mac OS. Another interesting thing is that if you want to install Genymotion on Windows, you can download it with or without VirtualBox. You will find both options available here. However, I personally recommend downloading it with VirtualBox because VirtualBox can be automatically installed and configured during the installation process, making the setup much easier. So I will click on the simple download button. As you can see, I have already downloaded Genymotion on my system. Now, I will simply open its setup file. After opening the setup, I will install it on my system. Before the Genymotion installation completes, you will notice that Oracle VirtualBox will automatically open in front of you. The VirtualBox installation setup will also appear automatically because Genymotion requires VirtualBox to run Android virtual devices. So I will install VirtualBox as well. I recommend installing VirtualBox on the drive, where you have more free storage space because the emulator requires resources while running, and insufficient storage space may cause performance issues. For this reason, I will install it on my local D drive. During the installation process, you may see a network disconnection warning stating that the network connection may be interrupted during installation. I will simply click Yes and continue the process. At the end of the installation, you may see some premature errors or warnings. There is no need to worry because this is normal. If you want, you can restart your system and reinstall VirtualBox, and these errors may disappear. However, these errors do not affect Genymotion's functionality. Genymotion will work properly on your system. So I will simply click on the Finish button. Now you can see that Genymotion is also recommending that I restart my system to complete the installation process. So I will restart my system. After restarting my system, I will open Genymotion again. As you can see, VirtualBox automatically opens in front of me. This means VirtualBox will automatically start along with Genymotion because it is required for running our Android virtual devices. After clicking OK, the first screen you will see is the login screen. If you do not already have a Genymotion account, you will also find a Create Account option here. By clicking on it, we will be redirected to the browser where we can create our account. Here I will enter my email address, choose a password, and select my country. After that, the most important option appears, which is Usage Type. This option asks you why you want to use Genymotion. As you can see, there are many different options available, such as automation, testing, synthetic monitoring, development, gaming, and many other purposes. When you select different options, Genymotion may ask for additional information. For example, for many options, you will need to select your company type and enter your company name. However, if you choose the gaming option, you do not need to provide any additional information. So I will select gaming. After that, I will accept the terms and conditions and continue. However, I have already created my account, so I will close this page. Now, I will enter my email address and password here and log into my Genymotion account. After logging in, you will see the Genymotion licensing page. If you have a license, you can register it from here. But if you want to use Genymotion for personal purposes, you can select the personal use option. However, after selecting personal use, you will see a message saying that some features will not be available without purchasing Genymotion Desktop. So I will agree to this and click on Next. Now the Genymotion desktop interface is open in front of us. At this point, our Genymotion installation process has been completed successfully. Now, I will show you how to create a virtual Android device inside Genymotion. Here you can see that under the local section, I have a Create option available. I will simply click on the Create button. After clicking it, the Install Virtual Device Setup window will open. From here, I can give a name to my virtual machine. I will name it Genymotion Testing. Now you can see that the Android image currently selected is Android 15. The hardware profile selected is Genymotion Phone. If we click on the Android image option, you can see that Android 16 is also available. However, Android 16 is only available for the paid version. This means you need to purchase Genymotion to use Android 16. So I will continue with Android 15. Now I will move to the hardware profile section. Here you will find many different hardware profiles. Each hardware profile comes with different screen resolutions, display sizes, device specifications. You can choose any hardware profile according to your requirements. For example, you can select devices like Google Pixel, Google Nexus, Samsung phones, Xiaomi phones, and many other devices. You can choose whichever device you want to test. For this tutorial, I will select the default Genymotion Phone hardware profile. Now I will move to the System section. Here you can see all the settings related to the system resources that this emulator can use. For example, you can see that the processor is automatically selected as 8 cores. The memory size is set to 8 GB RAM. The VM heap size is set to 256 MB. If you want to make any changes, you can adjust these settings according to your system specifications and requirements. After that, if we go to the Display section, you will find different display-related options. Here you can change the display size, which means you can change the resolution according to your requirements. If you want to use a custom resolution, that option is also available here. Apart from that, you will find options like round corners and full screen mode, API version settings. The API version is already selected automatically as API 35. At the end, you will find the hypervisor option. Here you can see that Hyper-V is detected and VirtualBox is using software emulation as a fallback. This may affect the performance of the emulator and can make it slower. If you want your emulator to run smoothly and avoid slow booting issues, you should disable Hyper-V. For this, I will search for Windows features from the Start menu and open it. Here you can see that the Hyper-V feature is enabled. I will simply uncheck it and disable this feature. After that, I will click on OK. Now Windows will remove the Hyper-V feature from my system. Once the process is completed, Windows will ask me to restart the system. However, before restarting, we need to disable one more option, which is memory integrity. To disable memory integrity, I will search for Windows Security and open it. After opening Windows Security, I will go to the Device Security section. Here, I will open Core Isolation Details. Inside this section, you will find the Memory Integrity option. If this option is enabled on your system, you need to turn it off. Memory integrity is a security feature of Windows, but sometimes it can interfere with virtualization performance. So I will disable it. After disabling both Hyper-V and memory integrity, we need to restart the system to apply all these changes. Therefore, I will restart my computer once. After the system restarts, I will open Genymotion again. Now I will click on the Create button again. I will enter the machine name once more. Then I will select the Android image and hardware profile. We have already discussed the remaining settings. You can configure them according to your requirements. There is also a network mode option. If you want to use bridge network mode, you can select it from the hypervisor options. After completing all the required settings, we will install our virtual device. Genymotion will automatically download all the required data files and install them on our system. The downloading and installation process may take some time depending on your internet speed and system performance. I will let the process complete. As you can see, the installation has been completed successfully, and we have received the notification that the device has been installed. I will clear all these notifications. Now, I will start my Android emulator. You can see that the status has automatically changed to booting. Our virtual device is now starting. After the boot process completes, the Genymotion Android phone emulator will appear in front of us. Now, our Android virtual device is ready to use. Now you can see that our Android emulator has successfully booted. If I open the settings and check the About Phone section, you can see that the Android version currently running is Android 15. One important thing you should know is that, by default, you will not find the Google Play Store installed inside Genymotion. You have to install it manually. To install Google Play Store, we will use OpenGApps. For this, I will click on the side menu option. After opening the side menu, you can see that the second option available is Open GApps. I will click on it. Now, you will see the Open GApps installation window. Here, we need to accept the license terms. After accepting the terms, Open GApps will start downloading inside our emulator. The downloading process may take some time. Once the download is completed, it will automatically install GApps inside our Android virtual device. After the installation process is complete, Genymotion will ask us to restart the emulator. So I will click on the Restart button. Our virtual machine will automatically restart. After restarting, the Open GApps web page will open in front of us. If you want, you can also download the required GApps package manually from this website. For now, I will simply close this web page. Now you can see that our Android virtual device has started again. If I open the Applications section, you can see that the Google Play Store is now available. I will click on it. Here, we will get the option to sign in. Simply sign in with your Google account and install your favorite applications. After that, you can enjoy using Android applications inside your Genymotion emulator. Now, if you look at the bottom section of Genymotion, you will find the Settings option on the right side. Here you can find basic information about your virtual machine. You will also find toolbar settings. If you want to customize the toolbar or replace any tool available in the toolbar, you can do that from here. Apart from this, you will also find shortcut options, device link options, additional configuration settings. The device link feature is a very useful option because it allows better interaction between your virtual device and your system. If you are a developer, tester, or someone who wants to test Android applications, Genymotion provides many useful features. You can create different virtual devices according to your requirements and test your applications on different Android versions and hardware profiles. For example, you can choose a device profile according to your testing needs. If you want to test gaming performance, you can select a suitable hardware profile. If you want to test application compatibility, you can select different Android versions and devices. Apart from these features, Genymotion also provides advanced developer tools. However, most of these advanced features are only available after purchasing a license. To access these professional tools, you need to purchase the Pro version of Genymotion. So this was our complete guide, in which I showed you one of the most trending Android emulators, Genymotion. It provides support for Android versions up to Android 16 and offers a wide range of hardware profiles. You can select the hardware profile that suits your requirements. Whether you want to perform application testing, development work, or gaming, Genymotion provides different options for every purpose. If you found this video helpful, then please make sure to like this video. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Technichio, and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss an update from our channel. Together, let's end tech tantrums. Thank you.